remember getting a call from my agent and letting me know that there was this film and that there was an offer for me. And I said, well, let me read it. And I thought, well, that'd kind of be a kick to be in a Poltergeist film. And I read it and I thought, you know, it's not bad, it's interesting. It shoots in Chicago, Tom Skerritt was involved. I thought this could be a fun shoot. And at that point I met with Sherman, the director. He had this gigantic book that laid out how he was going to shoot this movie, and that all of the special effects were going to be practically done at the location, and things with mirrors, but it wasn't really mirrors, and it was so complicated. I didn't really get it, but I thought, you know what, I'm in, I'll do it, I'll try, you know, it sounds like fun to me. What's wrong with Chicago? Let's go.
Pat, what are you gonna wear tonight?
Last year's salary.
It wasn't that expensive.
Oh yeah.
Patricia's a sophisticated kind of, first Midwestern gal, because she is Chicago, so she's, you know, in the art world, and she's, you know, got a level of sophistication. She's married, no children. She's the aunt of Carol Ann, who is coming to visit with her. A little uptight about it, not quite sure how to be with kids. So it was a stretch for her, but she said, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. Kind of like that, because I related. I didn't have children myself. Good with animals, but I don't know about the children thing.
Carol Ann? Carol Ann! Carol Ann?
I think the two words I said more than anything in the film was Carol Ann, Carol Ann, Carol Ann. How many ways can you say Carol Ann? There was a lot of that.
How's Carol Ann?
I don't know. Oh.
So I was really excited to work with Tom Skerritt. I'd always loved his work, and I thought he was a terrific actor. And so I came to it with a really open mind, and actually a lot of enthusiasm, because I did think, she's a really good actor to be in one of these crazy movies like I make. But,
Oh, damn it.
you know, he's the only actor I ever had a fight with. The only actor that I ever had a fight with. It's really sad. I've never had to argue with an actor. I always loved my actors. Heather O'Rourke was an extraordinary child. She was not all like a little actressy, like some of those kids, precocious. Not at all. She was a real little girl, had a wonderful relationship with her mother, loved Barbies, loved shopping, just very real. At the same time, she had such a grounding force about her. I always thought about her as an old soul, and every time, there's so much chaos on this set, and then there'd be scenes with Heather, and I think, oh, Heather's on the set. Thank God. You know, you think it'd be the other way around, that being the older person, you would be the grounding force. But for me, she was the grounding force. There was something about her.
Hello?
Dr. Seaton,
Who is this?
Carol Ann needs your help.
I remember getting a phone call from someone from the production, and they said that Heather had died, and I mean, how do you wrap your brain around that? This young, beautiful child, and going to the funeral, and that was awful. I walked in, I saw her mother, Kathy, who just broke down. I just remember holding her, and she was just sobbing, and they were very, very close. And then there was Heather in an open coffin, and I was certainly not prepared for that. I mean, open coffin's bad enough, but you put a child in one, and that's just something you don't forget. So, yeah. Many people have asked about Heather, and that she died, and we were still shooting, and in the end everything was changed because she died. That is not my recollection. My recollection is we finished the film, we wrapped the film, and at some point Heather passed away, but I don't remember if it was before or after we did these pickup shots of a different ending. I think Gary looked at a cut of the film and it didn't work. He didn't like what it was, whatever the end was. And so they redid this ending, and I think they had to use a double for that. It was a very quick pickup shot, but she didn't pass away halfway through the film. That did not happen. You know, Gary Sherman's a really enthusiastic director and was thrilled beyond belief to have created the ability to pull off these special effects.
We're back!
He was certainly very present for the actors and working with the actors, but so much of what we did was about the choreography. And I think that he pretty much trusted the actors that were going to bring him in terms of the performance, what he was looking for. The tough part was, the star was really the effects.
Hey, you look great.
And Klein, too.
Remember, less is more. Hey, you look great.
I started out as a dancer, so the idea of the choreography and having a double and us trying to figure out who's doing what and mirroring each other's movements and then stepping through the mirrors and having things turn, it was interesting for me. I kind of liked that. I worked with my double very closely, and everybody's doubles were always there, so it was an ensemble in that way. Normally, someone like that might be your stand-in for lighting, but now they're literally doubling you. They're your back while you're the front, and you have to be so in sync with them that you're mirroring, every moment. It's kind of fun. Though there's that one long hallway shot, and it was supposed to be a mirrored hallway, and there was, I think, 5 of us involved. It was very complicated. And, this is a great feeling of accomplishment when you pull it off and it works, and but it does get tired. It does. It's like, can we just shoot this movie? Can we just really just shoot this movie and go home? Shooting Poltergeist 3 was, the star of it for me was Chicago, shooting in Chicago. I love Chicago. Shooting in some of the buildings there in the Hancock building was really great. It's such a wonderful location, and we shot at the top. We were out on a window washing rig. That was pretty terrifying and exciting at the same time. I remember I was very early on in the shoot, which I thought, this is really stupid. They're putting us out in this rig. What if something happens? How are we going to finish the picture? But Gary said to me, it's sort of funny, as we're going out, what were we, like 100 stories up? And he said to me, now, I want you to really be and look frightened in this. I said, yeah, I just don't think that's going to be a problem. That's another memory, shooting in the garage. That was a very tough sequence that seemed to go on forever.
What do you want?
The other part that was really hard, there was at some point in the film, Tom, in that same horrible gray dress through the whole movie, and it got wet, and it was heavy and wet, and we were just wet all the time. It was just god-awful.
I've been doing some plumbing. Sorry for the inconvenience.
What inconvenience? We didn't have a problem.
Well, if there was a problem, I'm really very sorry about the hot water's going to be on very soon.
I think the atmosphere on the set, given the complexity and the difficulty, the level of difficulty of what we were doing physically, was amazingly good. The actors, for the most part, got along and were supportive of one another. Lara Flynn Boyle, who was just a little baby girl on that, she was adorable. I really don't remember any days that I thought, oh my God, this is horrible, I wish I wasn't here. It was hard, and we'll get through this, we'll get through it together. We had fun. You have to, when you make a picture like that, you have to find moments to have a good time, because it's really, really hard to shoot.
She did it. She saved us.
I thought that Gary did a pretty good job with it. I think it worked as a film. I thought it was, in a way, better than the second one. I liked it better than the second one. I've been really surprised how many fans there are for Poltergeist 3, because I just think of it as kind of, you know, oh, the third. Does anyone really care anymore? And actually they do, you know, they really like the movie. Of course, you look back and I feel these films, I mean, I can list so many films that at the time you're thinking, oh, it's just a horror film, or oh, it's just a this, or that have lived and lived and lived. So I would love to take credit and tell you that I had a grand design and plan for my career, but I didn't. I've followed the yellow brick road to the next, the next one and the next one and the next one, and as I look back on it, I think I was pretty darn lucky.